Welcome to More Horror in Hollywood. This is Donnelly Heising, and I'm here with filmmaker Ace Jordan and artist Kirk13, and we're going to be talking about their new comic book, Grad Night. So, how did you get started in films?
Well, when I was 18, there was an HBO show in development called Valor: Sagas of the Medal of Honor, and some of the producers had read some of my writing, and they had asked me to write up a teleplay for them. So I started working on that, started in screenwriting. Then a couple years later, I started getting involved in production work through a local company in Orange County called 24 Productions, and just started working as like an assistant cameraman and stuff like that. And the DP I worked for, his company, started transition into post-production so that they didn't have to travel so much. And so I started helping him with post-production, and then just kind of by accident started doing more and more post, and eventually started my own production and post-production company called Jordan Film and Empirical Pictures.
And Ace is a great editor and filmmaker. He did the award-winning film Kill Devil Hill. Okay, now you're an artist. How did you, well, have you been an artist all your life, I guess, because you're talented?
Absolutely. I've been pretty much drawing since before I could write. I mean, if I could pick up a pencil, I wasn't spelling. I was, doing portraitures. Yeah, I just pretty much nurtured it from there on. Everybody around me always was encouraging. I started doing gallery exhibitions, before I graduated high school. And
Where did you grow up?
Southern Orange County.
Okay.
Just around here, basically. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you meet Ace?
He put out an ad for an artist to do some storyboards for one of his projects, and I'll jump at any opportunity to do something new. I always like to challenge myself, so when I saw the ad, I just responded and sent him some examples, and it just worked out, and we just had a lot of fun figuring things out and trying new things, and just kind of evolved into this. When he had the idea, I was all over it again.
Oh, okay.
This is actually our first project together. We did a storyboard sequence for a film we had in development called Silent Retreat, and we were trying to finance the film right around the time the economy collapsed, so we weren't very successful, but hopefully eventually we'll get Silent Retreat going again. And Kirk drew all these storyboards, which I then animated, and a composer named Rob Goki, who wrote the music for Kill Devil Hill, actually wrote this score for these storyboard sequences. We actually made 3 of these. I don't know how much of these you want to watch, but that was our very first project together.
Okay, now tell us about Grad Night. What's the story behind it?
Well, Grad Night basically is the story of a troubled teenage boy named Justin. He's actually plotting a Columbine-style massacre at his high school Grad Night party. He sneaks onto this school bus with a bag full of weapons, and he heads to this local seaside carnival where the Grad Night party is being held, but little does he know that the carnival is run by a bunch of vampires who have the exact same idea of killing all the kids. This group of roaming carny vampires have booby-trapped a bunch of rides. They have this whole situation set up to basically feast on this entire senior class of students, and he's the only one who is armed. He's the only one who can defend himself from these vampires.
Okay, so you had the story and then you gave it to Kirk, and did you storyboard this first before these beautiful pictures showed up?
No, actually, I just replayed. He did his own set of artwork, which is pretty fascinating. It was these incredible stick figures and and handwritten notes and things like that, and arrows and a bunch of things scratched out rather than erased and rewritten. It was pretty neat. But I just kind of stylized it, really. We
decided to turn it into a comic because it was a very visual, exciting, action-based project. And we thought, I thought this would be one of my few film ideas that would work better as a comic book. So we basically took the vision of it and converted it into frames instead of storyboards.
And you told me that the first 2 have already been released?
The first one we're finishing up right now. Oh, okay. I'm hoping to have it out on Amazon and iTunes around early September, but I have to coordinate that with our business partner.
Okay.
And I started writing the second book right now. I haven't finished writing it yet. As soon as I'm finished writing it, he's going to start drawing it, pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah.
and tell us about your Kickstarter campaign.
Well, we do have a Kickstarter campaign in process. If you want to look it up, just go on Kickstarter.com and look up Grad Night comic. We'll try to get you the link for the video.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what are the funds going to be used for?
Primarily, they're going to be used to just pay for books 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's going to be a 7-part mini-series. And then afterwards, we're going to take the compilation together and make one long. It's going to be approximately about 150 pages. And then probably have roughly 50 pages of bonus material, like stories about, the making of it, the original drawings, some of his original character sketches. And it's just going to be kind of this whole big collective type thing. But ideally, it's mostly just for paying for the artwork, paying for the fees associated, like with this industrial size scanner over here, and mainly business associated costs, and then also for marketing and for the conversions. We have to pay our business partner to convert it to the iPad format, the Kindle format, the Nook format, all these different ebook formats, and then the cover the cost of their submissions and everything like that. This is kind of what it would look like on iPad, and you just read it like a regular comic. You start at the first page and you just scroll through. You can also zoom.
This is what it would look like on your phone too, right?
Yeah, except on the phone, we use a software that actually zooms the whole frame, and then kind of grays out the black area, and then just goes through it frame by frame.
What a great idea! How did you hear about this?
It's just what comic books are doing these days. They're the whole ebook industry. I think ebooks are selling more than regular books now, and the whole idea of the iPad and the Kindle Fire and some of the other I think they're Android-based tablets. They allow for high-quality visuals in their ebooks. So this whole industry has just sprouted up recently of converting popular comics into a digital format. And, all the kids these days, they love their tablets, so they got their whole comic book library on the tablet so they can read them and take them wherever they go.
So,
you want to follow up on that? You know the comic business a little better than I do.
I agree.
no, well, tell us about the comic business.
Honestly, I'm just kind of winging it. I know it looks like I know exactly what I'm doing, but truth of the matter is I'm just having fun. I've loved comics since I was a kid, so I know what I want it to look like, and I'm making it happen, and it's fitting in with the program pretty well. So honestly, I'm just having fun with it. That's pretty much all I can say about it. I'm challenging myself in every step, and I'm making what I would want to see. I'm just
Your artwork is beautiful, though. I mean, I haven't seen a comic book that looks like this, actually.
I appreciate that. I kind of like trying new things, and like I said, I'm challenging myself and trying to do something I would want to see that I haven't seen, and it's kind of working out so far.
And I know you've been working on this for a while because you told me that you were concerned when the recent shooting in Colorado happened, and this is a completely different story.
Well, yeah. Well, first off, this character plans a massacre. He doesn't actually commit a massacre. That's the biggest difference there. It's more about somebody that has serious issues, which unfortunately there's probably a lot of people out there who want to act out their teenage angst in some form of violence. And I think that the comic book is a little bit about fighting that angst and then trying to turn it into something positive for something incredibly negative like that. But yeah, it was a little strange when it came out, just the idea of it happening at a comic book, a film based on a comic book.
And I know comic books are just so popular these days, and you were telling me that the top two...
yeah, I think that the two highest grossing films this year, the Avengers and the Dark Knight probably. But this is totally different from the stuff that's popular right now. We're trying to bring back the old scary, monstrous villain vampire.
Well, so this is a new concept, and you can tell how beautiful it is, and visit the Kickstarter campaign and help these guys out, because you can get this through Amazon, and read it through your iPad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And through the iPhones?
Just to say it, for our Kickstarter campaign, there's going to be a lot of great prizes as far as, even a small donation, you'll get a free digital copy. We should have a very inexpensive web version so that you can, if we have time, I can pull it up really quick.
Yeah.
GradNightComic.com. We also have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/GradNightComic. So pretty much anybody who donates to the campaign will get this is just a 7-page preview, but pretty much anyone who donates to the campaign will get a link to read the comic online. And then for larger donations, we get, ebook copies of your choice, like an iPad version or a Kindle version. And then for a larger donation, you'll get the hard copy, a traditional comic book, and so forth. And we'll have T-shirts and posters and different things. And one of our largest donations is if you donate more than $5,000, you can actually have a representation of yourself drawn into the comic as one of the characters.
Oh wow, that's great.
And we'll give you, one line, but the whole comic can't be about you. But basically, we'll take your likeness and make you one of the characters, and you get to put in your own 2 cents into it.
That's great. Okay, well, thank you for stopping by on More Horror in Hollywood.
Thanks for having us.